What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Wasabi. 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 It's Waldo. It's Waldo. 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 Back at it again, baby. And I have a very exciting video prepared today. It's been a long time since I've posted a video, as you can probably tell from my super long and luscious hair. Oh. But I've been reading a lot of manga recently. Again, I go through phases. Of watching a bunch of anime versus going and just reading manga. But I'm just really excited about it because manga is just it's so beautiful to me. I think that's the only word that can describe it for me. Because it's so human and so emotional at times. And I mean, obviously anime is as well because it's based off of it. But there's something specifically about some mangas, specifically mangas that have a bit more of, that are much more like adult themed, as far as like what's in it, and also even the themes, like obviously fucking Naruto isn't getting like insanely existential and like really what's that word, like abstract kind of, and it's totally different. It's a completely different genre, you know. And I mean, obviously there's a lot of manga that's like that, but I really want to focus today on this author that I really love. I always forget it. I feel like I always slaughter his name, so I have to write it down. I'm still gonna slaughter it no matter what. I'm sorry. Just who I am. I'm just like a huge fucking himbo. But his name is Shuzo Oshimi. Shuzo Oshimi. Shuzo Oshimi. Shuzo Oshimi. And when I think about this author, I just get so many thoughts and emotions because he's just such an insanely good writer, and his works of art are just so beautiful. Although they are also extremely, for a better lack of words, and they're extremely fucked up. They're very, very fucked up pieces of media. They're very dark. It's very primal. He really likes to jump into like what it is to be human, specifically with all the flaws that come along with it. It's so good. There's so many good works. In fact, I might, sorry, if I'm looking, did my camera just fuck up? I can't tell if my camera fucked up or not. Okay, that was super weird. Sorry, I had some camera issues right there. I'm also gonna look at some images of just his art. I'll probably add some to the actual video as well, just cause I literally forgot about this manga that I just pulled up, dude. It's just so insanely beautiful. Even the artwork's really good, especially as time goes on. He starts to really, really progress in his style. But I'd probably like to start off by focusing on his top 3 videos. And originally I don't know, I might make 2 videos where I break them both apart talking about different manga, but I think this one might just focus on Shuzo because he's just that fucking good. What can I say, dude? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Just tell me. Come on, just reach through that screen, grab my face, and just go, Waldo, what the fuck you want? Sorry. Anyways, so it's always it's so hard for me to pick one of my favorite because there's so many good ones. So I think I definitely have a favorite, but I would say his best piece of work, in my opinion, is probably one of his more later ones. It's called Trail of Blood, or I think they changed the name to like Blood on the Tracks now. But it's so good, oh my god. And I think I consider that one probably his best because it's the one I think most people would enjoy because it's just so intense and crazy. And the relationship between the son and the mom is like so insane, and there's a really big part in the beginning. I don't want to spoil it, obviously, but the book just really captures the theme of like growing up in your relationship with your parents and kind of the lack of control thereof, and dealing with trauma and lots of other things. Oh, sorry, I had a bit of an emergency, Beth. But what was I talking about? Trail of Blood. Oh my god. It's so intense. It's such a thriller. It's one that once I started reading, I could not put it down. It was so good. I mean, the first couple chapters are kind of slow, but I mean, you get like 8-ish chapters in, and you're like, you can't stop. Like a drug, dude. It's so fucking good. It's so good. So, if I were to recommend one of his, I'd probably, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think that one's the easiest for most people to like, but my personal favorite, it's hard to say because they're so good. There's kind of two that are both very good because they both hit very close to home for me. They're very, Shuzo's just able to capture such a specific emotion that you really just can't. It's an emotion that I'm not able to communicate, and I think that's what's so beautiful about it. And I think that's kind of what's so beautiful about a lot of his art, is the fact that he's able to make you feel so strongly in emotions that you can't even fully understand yourself. Not just of something like angst or disgust or happiness or relief, or even stress. It's so much more than that. And I think one of my favorite ones is probably Flower of Evil, or Aku no Hana, specifically because I just really like the ending. The ending is just really good, and the author also likes to do time skips every once in a while, and typically I don't like time skips, but in Aku no Hana, it's so good. It's like the perfect time to do a time skip because everything in the main character's life is so fucked up. It's so insane, and it's a lot to handle, and then the time skip happens, and it's just a very nice change of pace. I'm not going to say anything more than that. But along with a lot of Shuzo's works, a lot of them are very heavy into kind of about like growing up, like coming of age stories. They're definitely very hypersexual, which is why I don't think it'd be good in an anime, because I don't know. I feel like that'd be too much to handle. In manga, it's a lot easier it's an easier pill to swallow. Shuzo just really seems to kind of lock into just very specific emotions, and very, very emotions that are very nostalgic for me. It's along with most kind of coming of age ones. Let me bring up some photos of Aku no Hana just to give me a bit of inspo and kind of. Okay, yeah, specifically the manga. Don't fucking watch the anime. It is bad. The manga's like 20 times better. it's so dark. I think that's what he just really peers straight into the darkness of humanity and all the fucked up things that lie within, along with kind of all the beautiful things that lie within, and really just what it means to be human. Like, honestly, like, thinking about it, like, kind of makes my tears water, just because it's so, it captures such a perfect feeling of just what it is to be human, wanting to feel alive, wanting to feel something, going through just miserable times, but trying to, hold on, trying to make it better. Oh my god. Yeah, the art in Okinawa is so fucking good, and the story is so fucking good. Oh my god. I can't stop looking at some of these photos. They're just so good. But yeah, let's move on to and I'm kind of sad because even the way that I'm trying to do this, I feel like I can't communicate what I'd like to. I'm not good enough with words. This is something I really wanted to try to do for myself, and I don't think it's quite landing for me, which is kind of sad, but it's not going to stop me from trying. It's funny because I was just talking to my buddy about this author too. Yeah. Anyways, maybe I will, because I read this one book called Drifting Net Cafe by him, and it's insane. It's bonkers. It's honestly the hardest one for me to read in a way, because it's like just kind of the goriest and the most fucked up out of all of them. I mean, it's still really good, and I think what makes it so good is the ending and kind of slowly figuring out what's going on and realizing that everything's just very kind of symbolic, like, I'm trying to word it without spoiling too much, which is extremely difficult, but he really just taps into, I think, the obsession with nostalgia. For example, like, it's something that I fall prey to a lot. I will constantly be thinking about the past, and I mean, whenever I do, I always look at it through rose-tinted glass. I always see just the good things. You always have the thoughts of, like, what if? Like, what if I go back? And sometimes, there's really fucked up times in our life where, like, it's so bad, and you would just do absolutely anything to get back, even if it's not even that bad. Maybe it's just extremely boring, like the sheer tediousness of trying to survive just day to day can just be such a fucking drain on one's soul, on one's very being, and sometimes you just kind of want to escape. And that's kind of what this story feels like. It's one big fucked up escape of kind of chasing a childhood dream that you could have never realized. And there's something so beautiful about that resonates with me, and I think if I had to conclude with anything, I don't think I'm going to end this. I still want to talk about it more. But Shuzo Oshimi just has a way of just reaching straight into my heart, and just his works just resonate me on such a deep level, and also even experiencing all the stressful and horrible things that the main character and other characters go through. makes me feel like I'm not alone, you know, especially in some of those harder times of my life. And I think that's beautiful. I think it's very beautiful. And it really just makes me feel a lot more at peace. Because, you know, it's so easy to think that, like, I'm just fucking insane, you know? I'm a weird guy. I'll fucking say it. I do weird shit, man. But knowing that there's other people out there who are able to put out these pieces of art, these pieces of media that I resonate with so closely is just so nice. And I think it's something that isn't hit on very often or very well. I feel like a lot of the times the kind of dark side of humanity is very glossed over, and because I think a lot of the times it's just so villainized, and I think that's kind of the issue with it, you know, like things like being selfish or being hypersexual and things like that, you know, like it's all very villainized, or at least it was. Things are starting to get a little bit better, I hope. But when it comes down to it, that's just being human. We have no fucking control over anything. We're all just trying to survive. And I mean, this feels like I'm just starting to get kind of preachy, but this is how I feel, and I don't know. I'm curious as to how you guys feel as well. I mean, I can talk about that kind of shit for days. I could get into antinatalism and talk about whether or not that's pretty much the idea of whether or not it's ethical to bring a child into this world or otherwise, like, have a kid. And I mean, I'm not really for it or against it. I'm very neutral on the matter, but it's a fascinating topic to me, absolutely fascinating, because it makes a little too much sense, honestly. Anyways, back to manga. Alright, back to the real good shit, am I right? Oh my god, Inside Mary. I gotta pull up pictures. This shit's like honestly gonna make me cry. Because that's the thing, is Aku no Han is really good, but Inside Mary also really... Yeah, even looking at it, dude, it gets my eyes a little watery, honestly, man. Inside Mary specifically it's very Shuzo, but it really focuses more on self-image and trying to figure out oneself and one's actions and trying to understand who we are and how we're perceived in different ways, and it is just such a piece of perfection. It is so... It's just so good. Very kind of existential at times. Very kind of out of body, not really feeling like you're even human. But yeah, just a lot about kind of self-identity, and I think that one also just... I think that kind of resonates with most people, you know? Especially for me growing up, I grew up extremely religious, and it was a very intense religion, you know? And when I finally left, it was kind of like a part of me changed. And even now, looking back to who I used to be and how I used to act and things that I did and things that I thought are so unbelievably different than who I am now. And you know, we changed so much, and sometimes it's really, really hard to grasp. But this book is very good, and I think it really does a good job at handling, and I think all of these type of themes, I think, are very hard and difficult themes to talk about and to handle. But this author fucking kills it every time, and he just really hits it on the head for me. Another really good one is Happiness. So Happiness is, it's not as good as those other three that I mentioned. I did probably like it more than Drifting Net Cafe. But the art in it is so good. We're pulling it up. The art in it's really good. And I think, honestly, it is really good. It's very coming of age, very coming into puberty, and trying to deal with that and coping with that. It's very symbolic, becoming a vampire. Your body's changing and shit. Oh my god. I have a desktop background that's from this, and it's so good. Oh my god, here it is. Ooh, I'm putting that up. It's fucking gorgeous. Oh, it's so beautiful. I could stare at that shit forever. Almost as beautiful as you, viewer. Oh my god, this one too, Jesus Christ. And I think the problem with this one, once again, is the time skip. He's got a time skip in this one, but this time skip is bad. After the time skip happens, the manga just kind of sucks. I know it's kind of mean and hard to say, but it really does. It takes hard. It's really good. The beginning part's really good. After the time skip, not great. So just be aware of that if you're gonna check it out. But Happiness is a great manga. Oh shit, that's a good shot too. There's one specific scene in Aku no Hana that I think is really good. And I think that's the thing, is this author's just able to hit feelings that nothing else has ever hit for me, like in this one really iconic scene, the main character and this other girl they just let loose, and they just, like, how do I word it? They kind of just let go, they let go of everything, all their worries, everything, and they just do whatever the fuck they want. They just start kind of going crazy. And it's very teenage angst, it's very like, I want to be free, I want to break my chains, I want to destroy the institution, I want to rip it apart, I want to take everything that's so boring and fucked up in this world, and I want to burn it to the ground. It's very chaotic, but it's very beautiful. I'll probably put a shot of this in here because it's so cathartic. It's so cathartic because there's so many times where I've felt like that, where I'm just so done with everything. Like, I just want to pack up and just fucking leave it all. I'm just so spent. I'm so tired. I'm so over it. And nothing sounds better than just completely betraying the system and giving up on it and just doing your own thing. And to have someone who actually gets that is very nice, because everyone feels it. Like, I don't, and maybe not everyone feels it, but I feel like a lot of people do. But for some reason, society just likes to push that sort of thing down. We like to, sorry about that. I've had so many technical issues. I just ran out of space on my computer and had to make some room. But I can't even remember what I was talking about. Teenage angst or something. Shit, bruh. Oh yeah, it's just society as a whole, just kind of, wanting you to conform, and which I mean makes sense. Everything makes sense. Well, it doesn't. I don't know. Nothing fucking makes sense. Fuck that. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to fucking survive. I'm just trying to find happiness. The manga. Because it's pretty fucking good. Until this time skip, then it gets not good. But you know how it is, right? Right. Either way, in conclusion, I fucking love this author so fucking much. So much. He's really made such an impact in my life, and I think that's so fucking cool, and I wish that I could do something like that, So, I definitely highly recommend reading his stuff, for sure. Especially Akunohana and Inside Mary. Those are fucking top tier. Those are top tier. Child Blood also is just really fucking cool. It's just really cool. It doesn't hit as deep of themes. It doesn't really dive deep into the fucked up pits that is being human. But it's really fucking good. I think I might just end this video and I'm gonna start talking about some other mangas. But yeah, that's it for this vid, and I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely night, and I hope you're excited, because we're also going to be talking about another fucked up manga, because I read a lot of fucked up media, and I shouldn't. Oh, I have a problem. I have an addiction. Anyways, have a nice night. Sleep tight, cuties. Sleep tight, cuties. Sleep tight, cuties.